Well, hello and good evening, everybody. And that music was so good, we're going to play it again.
Twice in a row, man.
Look out. How y'all doing?
Doing
Hey, I'm
good.
good over here.
I tell you, I have been missing you guys, and it's only been 2 weeks.
Too long already.
Too long already. And Riley is in full cruise mode tonight.
Yes, ready to go.
Ready to go on that cruise, and we're missing one.
No, he's here.
He's here. Oh, there he is. Yeah, there he is. With his
He's
mouth.
announcing a basketball game.
And it's really odd that you would find that like that's actual size. I mean,
Yeah. That's how big his head really is.
It really is. That's cool. Y'all, thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. And we are just tickled of the show that we've got for you tonight. I am going to go ahead and guarantee it. I'm calling it. This is going to be the most energetic episode of Southern Gospel Forward that we've had. I'm guarantee it because of our guest. But real quick, before we dive into that, let me do a little business. We had some sponsors tonight for our show. Let's talk about Ex Nihilo Media. We think the world of Candace and Lynn and the girls at Ex Nihilo Media. They do a great job with all of their products. They cover a lot of groups with photos. They help design your digital media, work on media production and distribution, do a lot of design and print jobs. Y'all shop with them and they'll do you a great job. And we appreciate them for sponsoring Southern Gospel Forward. All right. And then back again, we appreciate the Lawsons for sponsoring us once again. And Riley, again, you know these very well, right?
Yes, sir. Our families go way back. Like I think I said that last time, and I've been tearing that CD up. It's really good. It's got some good classics, Southern Gospel songs on it, and I just listened to it over and over and sang along with it in the shower and everything. So go get it.
Perfect. Need to record that, Riley. But yeah, the lawsonsmusic.com, you can find their booking information, and we appreciate them sponsoring Southern Gospel Forward. And my local folks know I'm a little involved with this, but I promise you that that advertising was paid for on this from the Champion Brothers. And I am half champion. My mom was a champion, and my cousins and I sponsor some singings. They do 3 more than I do. But we are in this together, and we love to bring Southern gospel music back to West Alabama like it used to be. And you'll see a schedule there of concerts from January through November, and there's one coming up January 27th in Vernon, Alabama at the City Complex, 6 p.m. featuring United Voice. And if you haven't heard of that group, you might remember Mike Franklin, who sung tenor for years with the Melody Boys Quartet. And just awesome guys. Y'all come and support that if you're in the West Alabama area or East Mississippi. And then our last featured sponsor is the Morrison Sisters. And we thank them, thank the world of Brother Wesley and the girls, and we thank them for their sponsorship. They do a wonderful job in ministry. They really had a good time this year at the National Quartet Convention. They sung, and actually Bill Bailey asked them to come back and sing again. They've done such a good job. Crowd favorite, precious people. If y'all go to morrisonsisters.com and support them, we would appreciate it. And then real quick, we're going to slip up to our banners, and we had some individual sponsors tonight. We had, I think, 4 that wanted to do that. Ms. Marion Boykin and Jacob Robertson, which I think our guest knows very well, and we thank them for supporting, and Daniel Hayes and Andrew Potts. So thank y'all for these individual sponsorships. We appreciate it greatly. And look, y'all, you can help us in so many different ways. Right now, as you are watching, if you will share what you see, share it. If you're on Facebook, just click that share button. It's all you got to do. You're going to help get us in front of more eyes. And YouTube, that's one big thing. I really appeal to y'all. I mean, we get a whole lot of views. We get in thousands of views. We need y'all to subscribe, if you will, to our YouTube channel. At the YouTube channel, you can go and look at all the back episodes. There's other content there from the Southern Gospel Spin, a few other things that we produce. But we need your subscriptions. That would really help us get out there on the YouTube when you do searches and when the promotions. That would help us a lot. So please, if you will, Honestly, if you'd rather watch us on Facebook, great. But would you just take a second and go to YouTube and click on subscribe at the SBM Studios channel? We would appreciate that so very much. All right. How about I be quiet now? And why not? Let's just bring on our guest and let's just see what happens. We are so thankful tonight to have from the Erwins, Katie Erwin Headrick.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you. I am
Welcome.
so excited about this. I'm honored to be here. It's going to be a blast.
We are thankful for you joining us, and you get the 5 golden stars. This is our 11th episode, and you knocked it out of the park with the way that you joined in and partnered with us, and you shared it, and you on the Erwins page, and you even did a reel for us. We appreciate you, and thank you so much for partnering with us.
Hey, it's the least I could do. I'm just excited to spend my evening with you guys. It'll be fun.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to get you started, and then my young friends are going to ask you several things. We're going to have comments from the Peanut Gallery, hopefully, and get some questions there. But, Katie, I've known you and your family for a very, I think, a long time, and been following you guys and respecting y'all for so long, and just kind of watched you grow up on stage, to be honest. But just in case there's someone out there listening tonight that might be meeting you for the first time, would you take just a moment and just kind of introduce yourself, tell a little bit about you and the family, and maybe even how you got started?
For sure. Yes, sir. My name is Katie Erwin Headrick, and it's Hedge. I'm one of the 4 Erwins, but I married the love of my life, a wonderful Georgia boy, go Dogs, named Logan Headrick. And I made him a Texan whenever we got married. We got married October the 10th of 2022. So we're coming up on 2 years this coming October. It's absolutely flown by. It's been the best 2 years ever. We're having so much fun. He's an ICU nurse, so he gets to travel a little bit, but he's also a great guitar player. So when he does travel, we put him on stage with us. So we put him to work on the Erwin bus. But as far as the Erwins go, a lot of people would probably say, we've never heard of them, or we're just now starting to hear about them to some capacity. But it really does go way back. Like you said, it all started with our parents. My dad, this coming July, begins his 50th year as an evangelist. And so we were raised, he did it honestly by himself 13 years before he even met our mom. He would just travel around as a single evangelist doing different revivals and camp meetings and crusades. He thought he was going to be single. He was 38 whenever he married my mama.
Wow.
38 years old, which is so crazy. So he thought God was just going to have him be a little single preacher, traveling the roads by himself. And he walked under a tent revival one night and saw my mama's brown eyes, fell in love immediately. And the rest is history with us kiddos. They got married a year later. And then 2 years after they got married, they had Keith, which is my oldest brother. He sings the lead part. Then they had Cody a year and a half later. And then Chris came along 2 years after Cody. And then I came along 4 years after Chris. So I'm the baby and I'm the only girl, which is a double whammy. I know. Yeah. But it's so much fun. So we get to travel together as a full family. Mama still travels a little bit. Dad comes everywhere with us. He's a bus driver. So he drives the bus everywhere. He preaches occasionally still. We do a couple revival meetings throughout the year. Good. And these are always so special and so much fun. But the Lord has really opened so many doors for concerts now. So he's always there on that front row cheering his babies on, though. So we have a lot of fun. But we love doing it as a family. I cannot imagine doing it with anyone else than my family.
Oh, you're blessed. Absolutely, you're blessed.
So much fun. We have a blast. And we're normal siblings, so we pick on each other. We're the normal little siblings, but we have fun.
And I do have a message for Keith, Chris, and Cody. Katie was really early tonight. Something about maybe like she's late a lot of times, but she was really early tonight.
They give me a lot of flack for being late, but I was early, 10 minutes early.
10 minutes early. I mean, she was amazing tonight. And we were talking about as far as being on stage. I know as you grew up with your family traveling, you were brought up from time to time. And then I think you reminded me it was 2012 when you first stepped on stage on the National Quartet Convention.
Yes, sir. I was 11 years old. It was 2012. It was the last year that NQC was in Louisville. Our parents raised us coming to NQC as fans. We actually, this is a fun little fact. So years ago. I mean, I was a little girl. We used to do a revival at a church in Louisville, about 20 minutes away from Freedom Hall. And the revival would start at 6. And so we would sing a couple songs and my dad would preach that whole week of convention. So we would do our revival meetings. And then when we would get out around 8 o'clock, we would all get in a church van. It was us and the Rochesters, like the Matthews family and stuff. We would load up in a church van. We would all go to convention right after our revival services. So that's how we were raised as fans in this industry. So really, really cool little story there. And now we go we can't stop. I can't imagine not going to NQC. It's the best.
Oh, it is. It's one of my favorites.
Yes.
All right, young partners, I want to turn it over to y'all. Fire away.
Yeah.
I'll jump in first. So you talked about traveling with your brothers. What is that like full time? Because I know like I said, Evan is my brother. We actually this weekend got asked, like, are we siblings or what? And I was like, yes, he's my brother.
What's the age difference between you guys?
I'm 4 years older than him.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. No, but anyway, what's that like to travel full time with your brother or your brothers? Because I know sometimes I'm like, you go over there.
Exactly. That's it. And we are
sitting too close and breathing too close. Go over there.
Look, we are all so thankful for our bunks on my bus. And look, we really do get along great. And people say that all the time when they come to the table after a concert. That y'all just seem like y'all all perfect and y'all get along so great. No. We are normal siblings for sure. But with us all getting a little bit older, 3 of the 4 of us have spouses. 2 of the boys have kiddos now. So we've gotten older and we know how to respect those boundaries at the same point. And we know when enough is enough. And we know when to go to your bunk, close that curtain, and have your me time, take a little break from being around everyone. But those couple of years where we were kind of all in our teen years was kind of tricky. I will say that. Now that we've gotten older, we've kind of gotten past it. And we're not so, I don't want to say dramatic, but you know what I mean.
Right, yeah.
Being real here. I mean, we're normal kiddos that were raised on the road. So it's been crazy. But it's fun. We have a blast. And no matter what, before you walk on that stage, anything that was happening beforehand, Mama and Daddy always told us you got to work it out before you get on stage with Jesus with your heart. So we've always had that in mind, and we just have fun. We have fun.
Evan's still in his late teenagedom, and sometimes I'm like,
how
your frontal lobe hasn't developed yet, bud.
Hey, it'll stop one day, hopefully.
Well, obviously, being in gospel music, there are a lot of influences y'all have, but what are some of your greatest influences personally and then as a family group?
Oh, okay. When I was a little girl, I'm going to tell on myself here. She already knows. When I was a little girl, when we would do revival meetings with our dad, I would go into like the church fellowship halls during the day when we had nothing to do. And I would get all dressed up in my little church outfit, heels, what I thought were heels. They were like tiny things, but I thought it was cool. And I would turn on the Tally Trio. And I would literally like set up a little stage with the chairs in the fellowship hall. And I would pretend to be Lauren Tally. In my head, I thought I was Lauren Tally. I still adore her. I mean, she's incredible. I love Lauren. Lauren Tally was one for sure, is one. Karen Peck. Oh my goodness. Love Karen. Taranda Green.
Yes.
Now, one of my favorites. She actually sang at Logan and I's wedding. Beautiful.
Wow.
Kim Hopper. Oh God, I could go down the list. I mean, there's so many that I look up to. But just Lauren Tally when I was little was still is. But she was my number one. And then actually really cool full circle moment when I was 14, I believe it was 2015. We got asked to sing on the Dove Awards with the Tally Trio. And we sang
that's really cool.
Which was so crazy. I was like, pinch me, this isn't real. It's crazy. I was standing right next to Lauren singing Searching, but I'll never forget it. What an honor.
Awesome. And in your age range, that's a very popular answer. Lauren has had a touch on so many young artists over the years. We had young Jaylee Vanderslice of Sound Street.
I love her.
Oh, she's awesome. She's I think she was going to be watching tonight too. But yeah,
She
so
is. I see.
okay, great. We'll pop that up there. There. Hey, Jay Lee, what do you
Hey,
say?
Jay Lee.
Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
But she had mentioned that Lauren was a mentor to her, and I text Lauren and we surprised her. Lauren jumped on during our show, and that was a really cool moment. But Lauren, she says she's not one of the cool kids anymore, but yes, she is. I mean, she's still and she's still mentoring so many young folks. And like you said, you mentioned full circle, and it's just awesome because at one time she was the young person, teenager growing up and looked up to folks, and she is precious indeed.
I love it. I love her. That whole family, precious.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, while we're at it, producer Jason, why don't you see, you got anything we need to pop up here or anything we need to hide and kick anybody out? There's a bunch. Okay. Nathan Dewberry says, afternoon, everybody. Hey, Nathan, good to see you, buddy. Megan Edgeworth, one of our faithful viewers. Good evening, everybody. Hey, they're saying hey to everybody. Usually they just say hey to the artist.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh, it's coming. Okay, it's coming. All right. Producer Jason's wife, Rachel, is watching, and there's a connection there with Katie, regionally wise, because Rachel grew up in the area. Yeah, Texas girl. Yeah, absolutely. The crazy brunette. I don't know who that's interesting, but she says good evening. I wonder who that is. Do you think that?
I wonder if that was supposed to be a B. Interesting.
Yeah, it may be Alan Kendall. Let's see. JP Turner Jr. says, hey guys, excited about tonight. Thanks for joining us. Jake, what do you say, Jake?
Oh.
Where's Evan?
What?
There he is, Jake.
We finally got rid of him. No.
Well, we had this schedule, and then Dad, who still pays the bills and the car insurance and all that kind of stuff, needed Evan to go do something else. So anyway, we'll get him back on. Blaine is another faithful viewer. Thank you, Blaine.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of people on here from Texas.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And Miss Marion, I think.
Hi. Yes, we love her and Jacob. Hello.
Yeah. And I'm having to struggle with my eyes here. Charlene Fowler. Cheryl-Lynn Fowler. There we go.
Yes.
From OKC, Oklahoma. Thank you so much.
I love OKC.
Yeah. Andrew's watching. Hey, Andrew.
Hello.
How you doing?
Oh, my goodness. Hey.
Oh, there's Blair. Yeah, Blair's on with us, and thanks for joining us. Late's fine. Thank you for sitting in.
Wes Solfridge, I don't want to mess up his last name. He commented, looking forward to having the Erwins be in that. Okay, this is a hard. How do y'all pronounce this? Onontosasa, right?
You said that's perfect. I think you nailed it. Yeah, there you go. We're gonna go with that.
Onontosasa.
Woohoo!
I know it's in the Tampa area. We're gonna be there Sunday morning.
I would have had to look up a pronunciation on that. I think you nailed it. You did good.
Hard. I run our dates on our website, and so when I was typing that out a couple months ago, putting it in, I was like,
okay, we have identified the crazy brunette. This is Sydney and Daniel from Texas.
Hello.
So it is not Alan Kendall. So take that away. I apologize, Alan. Is that about it, or you think we need to?
Love it.
Okay, here's one. This is cousin Neil.
Hey, Neil.
All right, so he's got a question.
Okay.
He says he's heard the Erwins cover classic Kemp Hills and Happy Goodman songs. Mm-hmm. Any other family groups from the past you enjoy listening to?
Oh, right now I got to say McCamey's.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Good choice.
For the past several months, not even just since Miss Peg passed.
Right.
For the past several months, I have been on a McCamey's kick. They have so many classics, y'all.
Yes. I've been right there with you.
Just what an incredible family.
They are
some of the
real,
most down to earth people.
Yes, real, 100% real. Live what they sung, practice what they preached, and when you listen to the lyrical content of their catalog, it's pretty much unmatched. It's just amazing songs. Yep,
I agree.
Cool, thanks, Neil.
It's such an encouragement to us too, and still with McCamey Legacy out there on the road. I mean, we love them.
Yeah,
precious.
Absolutely. Yeah, we love them to death too. Well, we'll come back to your comments. Y'all keep putting those up there. We're enjoying the interaction. And remember, share, share, share. The more you share, the more we get out there. And that sounds like a lyric there in
I
itself.
love that. You need to make
So, yeah, going on the fly. So, Avery, you have another question in your pistol ready to shoot?
I got it. That's why I put up the Happy Good Ones here, because I knew you guys had covered a lot of Happy Good Ones. I didn't have like Camp Phil's or anything, but I put up the Hopper Brothers and Connie, and I was like,
I
that's
love it.
kind of close. But talking about past retired groups, that kind of thing. I know the Hoppers are still going, but not as this version.
Mhm.
If you could pick one that is no longer on the road and have retired, or no longer a thing, who would it be and why?
Oh my goodness gracious. I'm so torn though.
You can have more than one.
Oh boy. I want to go with the Hensons.
See, I thought you guys remind me a lot of the Hensons.
I got to go with it. And that's what we have heard. And I have watched so many YouTube videos of them.
Yeah.
And people come up to us all the time that have seen the Hensons in concerts back in the past. They said, I've never experienced anything like you guys since I saw the Hensons. And I'm like, what an honor. Like, that's such a compliment. So humble. That's crazy. So I think I gotta say the Hensons. And they have such a great catalog too of songs.
Yes.
And we do The God That Cannot Fail.
Yes.
Right.
Such a fun, energetic song. And then we actually do a lot on the West Coast. We do a lot in California too, which is where they were from.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's a lot of big Henson fans out there. So when we hit that God That Cannot Fail track out there, it gets fun. It gets fun. I'm like,
awesome.
This one. So I'm gonna go with the Hensons.
I love it.
Yeah.
Riley?
So, we have a comment, and it's like a comment and question combo, I guess. That Daniel said, "You guys do what I call the Happy Goodman formation as good as anyone. Are there any of those type of songs you guys haven't done that you'd like to do?"
It's not really Happy Goodman style, but it's still an older song, and it's done by like a classic group. I'm gonna say The Record Book by the Chuck Wagon Gang.
Yes, I love that song.
That's a great song.
I don't know if you guys know, but we did an album called Favorites on Repeat a couple years back during COVID, and it's just songs that we grew up listening to. And it's such a wide variety on the album. We've got stuff like the Hensons, Sandy Patty, Stephen Curtis Chapman, Phillips Craig and Dean. I mean, there's so many different styles on there, but we've thrown around the idea of doing a part 2 to that album. And if we do, I'm going to push hard for Record Book to be on that. I think that is such a beautiful song. I think the harmonies would be really cool too. And Chuck Wagon Gang, they're incredible as well. So we'll go with that. I don't know if that might work with that. I know it's not a Happy Goodman style, but it's an older song.
Definitely a good choice. And, we've already kicked this around a little bit, talking about styles. And that's one thing that I love about the umbrella of what we call Southern gospel music.
Yes.
There's so many different subcategories, I guess you would say, within Southern gospel music. Sure. And I love it. I love hearing that. The concerts, when I heard y'all do a lot of traditional songs, a lot of things that I would call, traditional Southern gospel, but then you also have what some would say more progressive, and really have a little bit of something for everyone.
That's our thing.
And that's fantastic. I love what comes across the stage at the venues like your National Quartet Convention or like the cruise y'all are going on the Singing at Sea, and just seeing, group after group. Yeah. You might have the Mark Trammell Quartet, followed by the Erwins, followed by Karen Peck and New River. I mean, you just transition, and it's just to me that sets the genre apart. To me, is the variance that is in there. And I'm guessing that you guys have a lot of appeal because of your age to young folks. And I have been encouraged over the last several years, to me, in crowds like National Quartet Convention. And the Quartet Convention is tough because it's right in school's in session. So, it's hard for anybody in public schools for the children to be able to go. But I have noticed, and college students, yes, college students. So I have noticed an increase, though, to me, of what I would call not only young people like teens, but all the way up like 20s, 30s, 40s, and seeing more and more young people coming into the audience. Have y'all seen that across as you travel too? And I would feel like y'all would probably draw more of that age group.
Oh, 100%. I mean, and nowadays there's so many incredible young people too in this music, even that I look up to. People like, I know you have the Wisnits back there. We love Austin and Ethan. I love them. And I watched Ethan's little episode on here. It's so good. And then like Allie Griggs, Endless Highway. So good. Kennedy Hayes. So good. Jaylee, who's on here. So good. There's so many young people on the rise. And we have so much to look forward to in this genre. And I'm really, really excited about it. Yes, there's a lot of young people coming. And one of our goals with the revivals that we do with our dad, we love it because a lot of them are like Sunday through Wednesday. And on Wednesday night, they'll do like a lot of the churches, not all of them, but they'll do like a big youth night. And they'll challenge the kiddos, a part of the church, to bring friends from their school and from their jobs and just anyone that doesn't usually come to church. They'll have pizza and they'll play games afterwards, and like they'll make it this big special thing, but they're also getting the most important thing, and that's the gospel through the concert. So I think that's really special. And then we get to connect with those young people too. And then if they follow us on social media, they'll get to hear about all these other groups and everything. So that kind of exposes the genre to them as well. So that's another reason why I love doing the revivals with Dad, because we really get really close with the church, the local church, and the young people and everyone involved. So. Absolutely.
And I have a saying that, I hear you guys and some of the ones you mentioned, other young folks in the industry, about being the future of the music. And I don't believe that. I believe you're the present. I believe very much so. Are already some of the banner, the torches are being passed, and you're carrying the banner well. And I'm like you. I'm excited when I look across and see the young people that's coming on stage. I mean, Kingsman just picked up young Brady Jones the other day. I mean, just every time you look around, there's a new young talent coming up, in these groups, and I'm excited and charged up about it. So, and that's the focus of Forward here. We want to keep promoting the young fans and young artists and grow this community and do it positively and bring more in, because we love it. We absolutely do. Thank you for what you do. Got any questions we need to pop up, or we need to have another round of us putting you on the spot? I already messed you up tonight because I didn't take the music off of the loop. So that's my fault. All right. Okay. So
for me to say, I know how I made it.
Say that again.
Is it basic for me to say, I know how I made it?
I love that one.
Okay.
I'm with it.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I know it's like probably one of their most populars and might be very
it's most popular for a reason.
It's so good. And there's actually a video of my family singing it. I think it was in 2018. It was one of the last years that they had it in the center at NQC. And my brothers are really close with Eli Fortner. And so he was standing in the back with all of the McCameys, and we were singing I Made It by Grace. I get chills thinking about it. We were singing I Made It by Grace on the stage, and Eli's standing behind all of them and recording them, and Peg's over there with her. Oh my goodness, Peg's over there with her little hanky.
Oh, that's
And I watched that video when I found out that she passed away, and I just had me a little bit. I was crying like crazy. I was like, that's a treasure forever.
That's a treasure.
Love it. I love it.
All right. Speaking of legends and influence, take us back to NQC last year. This is a good one. Y'all shared the stage with Hall of Famer, who was actually inducted last year, Danny Funderburk. Was that moment planned? And what was it like sharing the stage with a former cathedral?
Oh my goodness. We love the Thunderbirds. Mr. Danny, Miss Shelley, they are precious to us. We love, love, love them. No, that was not, well, kind of planned. We got a phone call that morning and he asked us to do it. And we honestly, gonna be completely honest, we have admired Mr. Danny for, I mean, several years, obviously, just like everyone.
Right.
But we really had never met him or gotten close with him until we did a concert with him in Florida last February, I guess. So almost a year ago. And our ministries just clicked that night. We went out to eat. I mean, it was just immediately such a precious couple, him and Miss Shelley. I mean, so sweet. And so from that moment on, we just kind of kept up with each other. They went on the cruise last year. So we got to, which I think they're going again next week, I'm pretty sure. But from that moment on, we got really close with them. And then Miss Shelley called us that morning of his NQC set and asked us if we would get on stage with him that night and sing that song. And oh my goodness, what an honor. What an honor. And that was the same day, I believe, that he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Isn't it on Wednesday? Or Tuesday?
It was the next night. Yeah, it was the next night. It was the next day.
That's crazy. I mean, we adore them. What an honor. I'll never, ever forget that. And there's a little picture that I love too of all of us up there. He is so precious. Sweet, sweet, sweet man. And such an honor.
Absolutely.
But no, that wasn't planned.
Wasn't planned.
We were kind of freaking out a little bit. We're like, we don't want to mess this up for him. This is a lot of pressure on us 4 kiddos.
It was perfect. Jeff says he'd love to see the Erwins record the Dottie Rambo song, The Same Road. That's a good one.
I will throw that one out too when we do the volume 2.
That is a good one. And speaking about that, and we're going to chase all kind of rabbit trails, but I think y'all have got some new music cooking in the works. Can we talk about that, or is that kind of got to stay? I mean, I know we can't say a lot, but can you give a little bit of maybe just when people might expect to start watching for something to be coming around?
Yes, in the next few weeks, definitely.
Awesome.
I mean, like, we're real close. Our job with the CD has been done since the 1st of December. All the vocals were done, everything's completely done, and now it's the mastermind's job. It's all the crazy work, all the fun stuff, mastering, mixing, editing, all of that stuff. So we've gotten little snippets of stuff right now, hearing it back. But it's just like the rough mixes, like it's nothing finalized. So we're not quite there yet.
Right.
But we're getting very, very close. So I can say in the next couple of weeks, you'll be hearing an announcement. And I'm trying to think if there's something I can say, like, definitely buy this, you'll have it. But I don't want to give too much away.
No, don't. No, that's fine. I'm always careful. I know there's speaking about production company and representation, you guys are a Stowtown artist, and that is an amazing group to work with, right?
They're the
Wayne
best.
Hahn, right?
Wayne Hahn.
He's awesome.
And Ernie Haas. Great.
Yeah.
And there's so much more behind them, too. I mean, the Stowtown in there is incredible. It's so much fun. They're the best little family. We love it.
They are awesome. All right, Avery, you got another one ready?
I do. So this is just kind of something funny that at NQC this year, that was the first time I heard you guys, not this year, but back, I think it was 2020 or 2021 was when I first heard you guys at Quartet Convention. Yeah. But you guys got on stage. I think you guys called Joseph Habiting on stage.
No.
We wouldn't take nothing from my journey now. That was fantastic. But there was this lady sitting behind me. This is just funny. She was like, man, I just love the Hoppers classic. And I was like, close.
No.
I didn't want to be like,
oh, honey.
No, it's not quite. But anyway, at NQC, not only did y'all's sound catch me, but your style caught my eye. You just look you look different than all the other girls and women. I mean, you're all beautiful, but your outfit choices have always caught my eye. And I always catch myself excited to see what you're going to wear on stages.
Oh, my God.
I was like, if Katie was ever to ask me to go shopping, I'd be like, absolutely. So do you thrift a lot?
Let's go. Shopping is my favorite thing ever. Ask anyone. Like, if I'm not singing, I'm shopping. Whether it's online, I mean, like, literally, if I'm not singing, like, if I'm in my box, and if I'm not buying anything, I'm at least like, just scrolling and getting like ideas and stuff,
Right.
or on Pinterest. I'm telling you, fashion. I am.
And you
very
you
fortunate.
caught my eye, and I was like, I got to tell her, like, every
Thanks.
time. It's always been awesome.
Look, my
You
number
do
one.
it so beautifully too.
Thank you. My number one dream is to have a clothing line.
I would buy them.
I have been praying about it and dreaming about it for years. years. Well, maybe.
Set up a little small boutique at Quartet Convention.
Yeah. Yes, like the Collingsworth girls. They
Right.
have a little boutique thing. I would love to do something like that. I think it'd be so much fun. Maybe one day God will
Yes.
open that door. We'll see.
Yeah.
I love it. But thank you. That means so much for thank you.
Right.
I saw it a little bit ago in the comments, and I was going to ask this question too. What is the song, your favorite song that y'all recorded, and then the song that's ministered most to you personally?
I can't say anything on the new album. But I got some favorites on there. Favorite song we've ever recorded. I'm going to say The God I Know. Well, I've got two. The God I Know and Clouds. I love Clouds.
Mhm.
And then the one that's ministered to me the most personally would be I Choose to Be a Christian. Such a powerful song. I was 14 whenever I first recorded that song. And there is not one night that we don't sing it. I mean, every time we step on that stage, we sing it. And I think one of the most powerful memories of that song is we do the Arise Youth Conference with C.T. Townsend at the LeConte Center, where NQC is every year. And when that youth choir sings that song, oh my goodness, my heart. It is the most powerful thing, hearing that youth choir sing that anthem. I mean, because that's my heart's cry, and then seeing it reflect with them and work with them. And it's so powerful. I have to say I choose to be a Christian. It's ministered to me the most. I love singing it every night. I will never not love singing that song. It's my favorite. I love it.
That is awesome. I have a follow-up about the Arise conference, because a song that has just captured me over and over and over on repeat on YouTube.
Yes.
And I'm thinking it may have been the most recent Arise, but I think it's the York family. The Half Hasn't Been Told.
Amazing. Oh my goodness.
When I watched you guys, and I think I think it was a combination. Of course, you had the youth choir up there, but you had the Powell sisters, I know, involved in that in the solo, which I love them to death. And then Cody sang with them, right? It was Cody had a spot on that.
Yes.
I recommend y'all look that up. The Arise Conference, The Half Hasn't Been Told. It just looked like that worship broke out on that stage of you guys leading worship. It seemed like the presence of God was just thick.
Explain what happened in that room. I think there were I'm wanting to say over 300 souls saved in one night during that song alone. During that song. And that's what it's all about. So many lives were changed through that song. And there's honestly a lot of churches that we still sing at that brought their youth groups to Arise this year. And they ask us, can y'all somehow get that into your concert set tonight? And so Chris has kind of learned a little version of it. And so upon special request, the Erwins will sing it. And if we don't sing it like in the concert, we'll do it afterwards if we can get like a little group of people that were at Arise to sing it with us. But we've done it with a couple little church youth choirs and stuff since then. But I keep telling my brothers, I was like, we need to put that on an album.
It's an awesome song.
It's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
And what's that comment you got there? Oh, Cody Erwin wants to know, who is your favorite bass singer?
Cody Erwin.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
See,
I'm kidding. That's not.
I probably would have went maybe with this one.
Oh no! Oh no! And you got Jeff Chapman on here.
What?
Jeff Chapman's in the comments too.
Yeah, Pat watches. Thank you so much, and thank you for your encouragement to our young folks, Pat. I know you said Jeff was in the comments.
I see Jeff.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. He loves Erwins. Who is going on the cruise next week? 2 people on this set are.
That's right. That's right. We'll be
Katie
there.
and Riley.
I'm ready for some pizza and ice cream.
Yes.
That's what I'm excited about.
I'm ready for everything.
And I'm thinking
Everything.
that
Chocolate.
Avery may try to slip into Riley's over a carry-on bag, is what they were saying before we got on stage. So,
There you go.
I'm just gonna sneak on.
Jeff, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you, buddy. We
Yes.
appreciate you.
Oh,
That means so much to see the singing family come in and support what's going on. You know, speaking about that, Katie, I'm gonna ask this, and then let me get out of the way and let the young folks take over. But one thing I talked about Southern Gospel Family, and I really feel that way. I've really seen it even stronger and stronger over the last few years. Just the camaraderie, the encouragement, the cheering one another on, and I think that's so super special and so needed. I mean, you know, for that to happen. And I know through the years coming up as I'm a behind scene guys. I've never been on stage. I've just been a supporter and had friends but so many people in the Southern Gospel genre have been encouragers to me personally. And they didn't have to be. I had really nothing to offer them other than my love and encouragement. But maybe talk about that. You mentioned Lauren, but in maybe the older range, you know, I'm Papaw in the Southern Gospel Forward group at about 50, but like my age and older, who's some folks that have really taken time to encourage you over these years and mentor you?
Oh my goodness. Honestly, I know I've already said her name, and she's not old by any means.
No, if you're who you say on her, think you don't say.
The first person I'm thinking of, and it's Taranda Green. Taranda Green has embraced, especially me, and I know my brothers will probably have their own people to mention. Taranda Green, every time I see her, she is encouraging me like nobody has ever done before. And she texts me here and there and praying for you, Katie. Love you, sweet girl. And just checking in on you, making sure you're doing good. And she'll never know how much that means to me and how that gets me down the road. And she means so much to me. She, hopefully, I'll be able to tell her one day how much. I mean, I try to, but truly I can't put it into words. And honestly, the morning of the wedding, she came into the bridal suite when I was getting my hair done and just poured into me. And that day specifically, I will never, ever forget. So I'm going to say, Taranda, there's a lot, much older people that I could mention as well. But I'm going to leave it at Taranda because that personally, she has been such a role model to me and she is precious and I love her. And I love that whole family, Landon, the kiddos, they're precious. We love them.
They are great folks indeed. All right. I'm going to turn it over to my young panel.
So you were talking about your wedding day, and I know you and your husband, you guys actually got married 2 days before my birthday. So that's cool.
No way.
Yeah.
October's a good month.
It is a good month.
It's a beautiful month.
So he's from Georgia. You're from Texas. You said he's a nurse, right? And you sing full time. How did you meet? How did you manage to do that? And I mean, I was thinking about that today and I was like, I wonder how that happened.
For sure. This is really fun. I'll try to make it kind of short. So I have flown out to Georgia for probably 6 years now, every 2 months to get my hair done. My best friend, Heather Rose Jordan, was Samson, but you know the Jordan family band.
Oh, yes.
So Heather has been my best friend forever, and she's an amazing hairstylist. So I've flown out there to get my hair done. And I guess it was in 2020 is when her and Hutch got married. And so I didn't really think anything about it. We have like this little friend group from Parkway, which is where Heather's dad pastors. And there's a few people in there I didn't really know, and Logan being one of them. We had never met in person, but he was just in our little group. So we were just talking. And they picked me up from the airport when I was flying in for the wedding. I was a bridesmaid in the wedding. And he was a groomsman, but we hadn't met yet. But they picked me up from the airport, and he was with Heather and Hutch, and then another one of our friends, Clayton. And I just remember looking at him for the first time at the Nashville airport, and I was like, there's something special about this guy. And that I was out there for 10 days leading up to the wedding, staying with Heather, just helping her get little decorations and stuff ready for the big day. And we would all, like our little friend group, like go out to dinner. And I was drawn to him. I was like, oh my goodness, like he is amazing. He's just so special. And no, we didn't get to walk together at the wedding. A lot of people ask that. We had different people that we walked with, but that's okay. We did eventually. That's okay. So that was in 2020, March of 2020. No, May of 20. I should know this. I'm really bad with days. May of 2020. We started dating in July. And then we dated for 13 months. Yeah, because we got engaged August of 21. And then we did a 14-month long engagement. And that was the longest 14 months of my entire life. But we had a lot to get done in that little bit of time because he was out in Georgia still and I was in Texas. And then with him being an ICU nurse, he was doing travel assignments at the time. And then I was traveling constantly too. So there was just a lot going on. We were trying to save money to get a house and everything. So we did a really long engagement. And that gave us time to do like the long distance planning, which was also really difficult. So we could really only plan when we were together, which was weeks and months apart from each other. So, but now we're all good. We are happily married. We're having so much fun. And like I said, he is an ICU nurse. He's working in Dallas now. Usually works like 2 to 3 days a week, kind of depends. And then we try to get his schedule where he works like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then he can come on the bus on the weekend. But that doesn't always work out that perfectly, but we try. He'll be on the cruise next week, though. He's taking off.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited about that. But we're having so much fun. Just your normal little newlyweds over here. We got a puppy, though.
Oh, yes.
We do have a little, I need to find him. I think Logan just got home. Y'all might have heard the little alarm saying, garage door. Let me see. Can I go get my puppy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have at it. I'm going to take this time too, and I don't know how this comes across. You know, we're using technology, we're using a virtual studio, and we're all in 4 different directions. I've heard some sound issues and saw some video issues. I hope that that's not too aggravating to you guys. It's tough. I love this platform though that lets us connect from distances, but we do our best, and we're at the mercy of fiber optics and Wi-Fi and all that kind of good stuff. And thank you all so much. If you're watching us, we would love for you to share us with your friends. And remember, we really need, hey, I'll stop talking now. Check this guy out.
This is my little baby.
Oh.
And my name's Stetson. Logan and I are wanting to wait at least a couple years before we have children. So this is our baby. This is our little baby right now.
It's a handsome young man. Indeed. And I'll finish up my thought there that I was also with your shares. Again, we've got a really big push that we really need you guys to go to YouTube, to the SBM Studios channel and subscribe for us. That would help us tremendously reach more people with these. But thank y'all so much for watching. Got Katie back in the chair. And was it Riley's turn to ask a question?
Yes.
Me?
Me?
Well, Evan's not here. I kind of want to steal his question because he's not. What is your favorite road trip snack?
Oh, y'all. Okay. I'm going to go. This is so weird. I get so much flack for this. Y'all can make fun of me. That's okay. Don't knock it too much till you try. I mean, it's handful of Skittles, handful of regular M&Ms. At the same time. I promise.
A roulette there.
Promise. It's good. It really is. You get like the fruity and the chocolate. I mean, think about like a chocolate covered strawberry.
Yeah, or a trail mix.
Okay.
It's kind of like that.
I'm not sold.
So good. Try. Okay, maybe not a handful of each, but like 1 or 2 of each. Try it. If you hate it,
I'm open to it.
It's really good. That or Logan's favorite candy is gummy bears. So therefore, I eat gummy bears too. It's usually has to take some of his. So I would say that Skittles, M&M's, gummy bears.
Excellent. So maybe our fans out there, y'all see you guys and fix you up with some Skittles and some chocolate M&Ms. And I'm still processing that, but sounds good. And then the gummy bears. Yeah, we love for folks to help out with that. Now, Miss Katie, just looking at the time here, if you need to wave a stop flag or anything, you just let us know. We don't want to intrude on your time or anything. We kind of just chill and hang out. But if you're good, we'll throw in a few more here or there questions. What you got?
Good.
Okay.
I got my Celsius.
Yeah, you've got enough energy going for all of us. So yeah, you're awesome. You got anything to throw up there, Jason? What you got? A bunch of comments. Gospel Station Network. The Erwins are so great. Yes, they are. And we thank you for joining us. Jeff Snyder. Katie has raised the standard of excellence in artist stage presence. Ooh,
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Jeff Snyder, we have looked up to you for years.
Thank you so much, Jeff, for watching.
Thank you. That means the world.
And talking about that stage presence, I had shared some stuff and made sure that off the air that Katie knew what I was doing. But Katie's energy is just captivating on stage. I mean, always. And so many times she ends a song or even the middle of a song will share a big old whoop or woo, and just really get that energy going. So I shared a promotion of her coming on tonight with Ric Flair, with this woo. If some of you guys are old enough to remember Rick, but I'm going to say that she is the female Ric Flair of Southern gospel music, and we're going to make this stick.
Evan will love that when he gets to watch back.
Aww.
Derek, we loved him too.
Yeah, Derek, thank you so much for watching, and they are indeed some of the best.
Sweet.
Odie Bugs.
Oh, yes.
And yes, he says he enjoys y'all's
yes.
podcast. So let's take a moment, Katie, and talk about your podcast.
Oh my goodness. Y'all think I'm crazy by myself. If you get me in the room with others, it's even crazier. We're insane. It's very sporadic. It's very, very lighthearted, but it really is just like you're sitting on the bus with us. It's called 4Ks in a Pod. And I know I kind of mentioned their names earlier, but you're probably just now putting it together. We're all with Ks: Keith, Cody, Chris, and Katie. And that name was a mix of Chris and I's idea. Chris takes all the credit, but it's both of ours. Anyways, it's so much fun. We started it in May, I believe, and I think the first episode released in July.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been so much fun. We've done a few episodes where it's just us four chatting. And then we've done some with some of our heroes, like Mom and Dad had an episode. We did one with Wayne Hahn, our producer. We've done one with Susie Smith, Kenna West, Joseph and Lindsay Habedank. We just released one with the Collingsworth siblings, which was so much fun. Really cool just to talk about like different road stories and different perspectives on things since we kind of grew up similarly. So that's really, really fun to listen to that. It's like siblings on siblings. So go check it out though. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple Music or YouTube. If you search the Erwins or 4Ks in a Pod, it'll pop up there. And we're still releasing. We release on the 1st to the 15th of every month.
And so, yes, y'all watching, please go subscribe on those podcast platforms. And
I just recently became a 4Ks in a Pod follower. So I've listened to like one of the first ones, the ones with your mom and dad, the Collingsworth family. I was listening to one with the Habedanks, Joseph and Lindsay. So they're so fun.
I love it. It is a lot of fun. And it's just a way for us to get to know everyone a little bit better and for them to get to know us. We have like an email set up where people can ask questions and chime in and stuff like that too. So
you guys do a lot. I know I heard one earlier that was like people just like sending inboxes to Chris, and I was like, do you guys get that more than you talk about? Or
oh my goodness, yes.
That cracked me up.
I mean, he's the only single one now,
right? Yeah. So he's just he seems like an open target, These
girls go crazy over some Chris Erwin. It's funny. It's fun, but hey,
it's good stuff.
And I love the mission statement of y'all's podcast because that's kind of what we want to do.
Yes, I love it for sure. That's the goal. That's the goal for us and for you guys. So go listen to it. It's so much fun. It's awesome.
Yes, please go listen and subscribe. And I tell you, talking about, I've heard Mom and Dad mentioned a lot tonight through this, and I just want to say, if you have never met Brother Dennis, Miss Tiffany, you need to. those are two precious, precious, precious people. They've always been good to me. I love every year. It's just a handshake and a hug and just precious. The reason that the Erwins youngins are such awesome youngins is because the apple didn't fall far from the tree and raised right. And I'm a big believer. If you want to see what a home looks like, look at the young folks and look at the kids that comes from it. And that's just a product of them. And I want to give a shout out to them because they are awesome and praying people, godly people. And I'm appreciative of them and how they have led y'all and into this ministry. And I just, if you haven't met them, if you go to a concert, you need to spend a little time with them. They're awesome people.
We're so grateful to have them as our parents. They're the best. They really are. And they're the same on the bus, at home. Like, truly. I know some people say that a lot, but like, truly, what you see is what you get with mama and dad. They're the best. They're amazing.
Absolutely. Jason, you was laughing on something. Did you say something we need to throw up in the peanut gallery? Or do we need to hide it? No, you're good. Okay. Well, don't laugh. You got my attention there. I'm gonna put you on camera if you keep on.
My goodness.
We got a question. All right, throw that up there. This is from Morgan Smith.
Goodness. Hi, Morgan.
What is one of your favorite road stories or goofy things that's happened?
We talk about a lot of these on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm trying to think of one that we haven't mentioned. I mean, I guess I can mention one that we have because probably a lot of these people haven't heard the podcast yet.
Sure.
The first one that's coming to mind for me, well, I am very, very fragile, and I wear really tall heels that I don't need to wear. I'm just learning the hard way. And I fall all the time. I really do. I fall mainly walking into the church or out of the church, like back and from the bus. Oh my goodness. If it's gravel, y'all, if it's a gravel driveway, one little rock and I'm dead. It's true. It's so funny. And the boys give me a hard time about that too. Chris will sometimes walk me in and like have to hold me. Well, it's a sight to see for sure. But I've fallen, I've rolled my ankle and dislocated my shoulder.
Oh, mercy.
And that was on the first song of a concert.
Oh, wow.
And I stood up and I went. And I did take a little break though, 45 minutes in. And I know we kind of hit on it. The boys used to do, like the trio used to do a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
When I was really little, like I would just sing one or two songs until I was like 12 or 13. And I'd go sit down with mom. So they do have like a few songs that they can do by themselves in case I'm sick or if I can't make it or something. Like they're kind of prepared. So that one night I was like, look, y'all, I gotta do something about this. So they did a couple songs. I went and put ice on my shoulder. Everything was fine. I didn't mess anything up too much, but I mean, it's painful. Yeah, that's for sure.
That, boys and girls, is a true Texas girl. Up on stage, falls, shoulder out of place, steps up, puts it back in place, and keeps singing. That is Texas grit.
Goodness gracious. I've broken and dislocated so many bones. When I was little, they tested me for like brittle bones disease.
Oh, okay.
They were worried that but I didn't have anything wrong with me. I just was so clumsy. I was so clumsy. I was broken this wrist, this elbow twice, dislocated this shoulder twice. I've dislocated my kneecap and fractured my femur at the same time.
Oh,
and it's all like silly instances. Like one time, our dog in our front yard tripped me, and that's when I broke my wrist. I believe I like landed on it wrong. And then when I dislocated my knee, I was at the gym, and I wasn't even like doing anything crazy. I think I was walking like from the treadmill to something else, and I just tripped, and my kneecap dislocated. Crazy.
Mercy.
Crazy.
So if you'd like to donate to the Katie Erwin Headrick Health Fund, you can send, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. You never know. Thankfully, the last time that anything has happened, I think 18. So we're on a roll right now.
That's good.
Time since then, but nothing major has happened. So I'll take it.
That's good.
I can get. Oh. Man.
I think we got something coming. Terry Shockley, what is your favorite restaurant to go eat at?
Can I do like fast food and then normal or like
Perfect.
nicer?
Sure. Sure.
Fast food. Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
We eat a lot of Chick-fil-A on the bus. But if we're on the East Coast, it's cookout. We don't have cookout out here.
Oh,
Evan would have just shouted the loudest amen you ever heard in your life. He lives, eats, and breathes cookout.
We love some cookout. Those Cajun
Mhm.
ranch wrap things.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Cookout, Chick-fil-A are my fast food. Like a sit-down restaurant. I am going to say Papacitos or Papados.
Mhm.
I don't know if y'all have those out there. I know there's some in like Atlanta.
I've heard of it, but I've never had it. Is it Mexican?
Papacitos is Mexican.
Okay, yeah.
Like
I've heard about it.
Papa's, there's like a Papa's franchise, basically. And so they have like a Papados, which is Cajun seafood. So good. Best gumbo ever. Papados, Papacitos is their Mexican. They have a Papa's barbecue, which is really good. I think they have a Papa's steakhouse.
okay.
It reminds me of the little Papa's Pizzeria games.
Yeah, for real. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're in Texas ever, you've got to try like the Papa's
Yeah.
restaurant.
Okay, have you ever had Fuzzy's tacos?
Yes. So
I
good.
have only ever had them in Oklahoma City, and there are so many days I just crave it. I'm like, I can't have it because there's none over here. No, there's none over here. Alabama, Central Alabama.
Okay. Are you an Alabama fan?
My dad is.
Okay.
I could care less.
My brother is. Cody's a big Crimson Tide fan. Bless him, Lord.
Maybe he survived the announcement, like everybody.
Right? I know. Barely.
All right. Katie needs to be in some bubble wrap, according to Kyle.
That's very true. That's
So
very, very true.
here's one. Here's something from the Peanut Gallery. Do the boys let you drive the bus? From Ryan Bilby from Sound Street.
Absolutely not. No. Look, I love driving. Driving is actually something I really enjoy, but I like my bunk a lot more.
There you go.
I like sleeping in my bunk way more than I like
Sleep,
driving.
yep.
So I'm not even going to give them any ideas. I'm just going to stick to my bunk.
I've seen some more from the Southern Gospel family.
Mhm.
Jason, if you want to grab up
Oh, and while they're
there.
pulling some, Katie, you would really like Riley. He works at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
No. Oh my
Chick-fil-A,
goodness.
East Ridge, Tennessee.
I love East Ridge.
Yeah, I live in Chickamauga, so I know exactly where Parkway is.
Dude, Logan's from Ringgold.
Yes.
He grew up in
So
Ringgold
that's really
all
cool.
his life.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. What a small world. Look, I would have
Mhm.
moved out there in a heartbeat. I think it is the most beautiful part of the country. Those mountains in Chattanooga.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love it. I love Hamilton Place Mall. Look,
Yep.
like I said, I'm a shopper. So I remember seeing those malls when they're shopping. Hamilton Place, love.
It's a good spot.
That's a good mall. I
That's a
love
good spot.
Chattanooga. And I
I
like
spent many hours sitting in those parking lots waiting on my mom to come out of Belk's.
if I could have, I would have moved there
hmm
in a heartbeat.
Awesome.
There was no way with Erwins, and this is my calling, so I
Right.
believe it. But if I could have, I would have. I love it out there.
Mhm.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
All right. Let's got young Caitlin. What is the hardest part about ministry? Because she and her family and I'm familiar with this family. They're an awesome young family getting started in the ministry. And she also works at Chick-fil-A too. Cool. But what's the hardest part about ministry is her question to you.
I would say staying healthy. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not getting tired, I don't want to say burnout, but it's possible. I'm not going to act like it's
Mhm.
absolutely perfect either. You're going to
Mhm.
have your days where you just want to be home.
Right.
You're going to have your days where you're saying, what am I doing out here? What am I doing? But that's when, like we talked about earlier, you got to remember the nights like Arise. And you've got to remember like that night when the McCameys were over there cheering us on.
Right.
And you've got to remember those little instances that were like God winks over your life, where you're like, that's why I'm doing it. So get those little instances in your life whenever you go on the road and have those on standby for when you're having a bad day, because those days are going to come. They're going to come and they're going to be hard, but it's worth every mile and it's worth every minute. Just stay on their road. Keep singing for Jesus. Don't let anything distract you.
Amen.
Don't let anything distract you, or don't let anyone tell you to stop.
I think
things.
I think I heard an interview with Michael Booth, and I'm wanting to say that the quote came from Pappy Bishop, Kenneth Bishop of the Bishop family, that said, you have to take care not to get physically tired, because when you get physically tired, you get emotionally tired. And then when you get emotionally tired, you get spiritually tired. And when you're spiritually tired, things can go south in a hurry. So yeah, I totally understand and get it. And it's a grind. You know, you're talking about athletes and grind, what you guys do. I mean, it's definitely a grind.
Right.
And
staying healthy too. Like tired is one thing, but you're around. So I'm not a germaphobe by any means. I'll hug on anyone. I'll love on anyone. But with that being said, you're exposed to a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? And one little sickness can take that voice away, which is your number one tool that we need out on the road. And that's probably one of the frustrating things about what we do. When my voice goes out and when I get sick, oh my goodness, those are some of the hardest nights ever. That's when Satan comes into your ear and says, you just go home. You sit on your couch. You're not going to do anything tonight. No one's going to listen to you with your voice sounding that way. They're going to laugh at you. But those are the nights where God moves the most. I'm telling you. And when you get back on that bus after that concert, all those little lies that the devil was saying will vanish. It won't even matter. It won't even matter at the end of the night.
That's an awesome testimony. Well, Alice, real quick, I want to ask you this, and I've got some text messages here we got to deal with in just a second. Okay. But so you mentioned about getting sick. So, and that's something, I'm a chronic sinusitis type person, but you know, that is just a killer for you guys, especially when you're talking about tone and placement and doing things. So when you feel it coming on and when you start getting sick, what is your go-to help?
My water. Honestly, it sounds so basic and so silly, but hydration is your number one thing that you've got to do. You've got to hydrate. You've got to get sleep. Sleep is so important. Sleep, hydration, vocal rest. I've got like little things that I carry with me on the bus. Like, I don't know if y'all have heard of the vocal mist.
Yeah.
I know like Amber Nealon, Brooklyn Collingsworth. There's a lot that have posted about it on their Instagrams and stuff using it. And it really does work. It just hydrates your vocal cords immediately, even quicker than water, I believe. So I like my vocal mist thing. I like Fisherman's Friend mints.
Yeah.
I know some people think they're absolutely disgusting, but I eat them like candy.
I didn't know about them until I worked in a pharmacy, and people would keep us sold out of those things. They love them.
I even like the extra strong ones. I'm crazy. But I love the flavor. I eat them like candy.
I've not tried one. A friend of mine, Bob Sellers, he talks about those, and I think they're pretty stout. So I'll have to.
Intense. I used to hate them when I was little. We went to the Steve Hurst School of Music for several years. I mean, from the time I was 11 to 16 or 17, we were students at the school. And I believe it was Riley Clark is who introduced us to the Fish Friend mints. And I had lost my voice, ironically, at singing school. So there's things that happens that's so frustrating. And he told me, he said, go to the CVS and get you some Fisherman Friend mints. And I tried it for the first time that night. And I was like, I'm never eating that again. And now I eat them like candy. It's weird. I guess your taste will change, or you get used to it.
So I mentioned earlier, friend of ours, Alan Kendall, and he has posed this question in the group.
Huh?
Is that the what?
So, Katie, what are your thoughts on the current desperate situation in Fredonia?
I don't even know what that is. I was homeschooled, Alan. What?
Okay, now pop his other comment up there. Alan has a knack of asking some pretty interesting questions on here, but his serious note is here. And Alan says he's a big fan of the Erwins, talented, genuine, some of the kindest people I've ever met. Not a lot of people younger than me inspire me, but Katie does, as do her brothers. Katie is a class act, and I believe a great role model for any young people following behind her. What a testimony from from the Kingsman, from Alan Kendall. And so, yes.
That means so much coming from you.
Absolutely.
And I don't want people to see me in any of that. None of that is me. I pray they just see Jesus shining through me. That's my heart's cry. Through all of it, anything they see. But that seriously means a lot to me.
Yeah, and I love the encouragement from those like that, like Alan. He's and he asked for the question to be posed to you with a straight face, just to see what your action would be on that. So that was just a little bomb there.
Caught me off. What even is that?
Is that the little fake state that's somewhere out in like Wyoming or something? I don't know.
Just 1-800 Alan Kendall. Call that number and talk to him and see what he has to say. But
he's going to be on the cruise next week.
Yeah.
Riley.
Yes.
Report back to us.
Yeah. Updates.
Updates.
Changing gears here. Go ahead and pop that up, bud. So Lindsay asked, what's something that you wish you would have known or been better prepared for starting in music ministry? And she says you're one of her biggest role models as well.
Well, thank you. That means a lot. Oh my goodness. I want to be really careful on how I word this. And this is not what it's about at all, to a certain extent, but it is important. There's going to be people that discourage you and that don't like you. That's going to come. That's with everything in life. There are going to be people sitting in those pews and in those chairs at churches that their goal, why they are there, is to tear you down. I've seen it firsthand. And I don't know if it's because, and I assume, Lindsay, you're very young as well. I don't know if it's because we are young and maybe some of the older people think that they can come to us so quickly and try to give advice, but it's not sweet at all. There are going to be things said to you that are going to be meant to tear you down. You take it in one ear and out the other. Do not let it discourage you. And if it is something that convicts you, talk to God about it. I mean, work that out with Jesus, but don't let people tear you down. Here. Stetson did not like me hitting that table. It's just saying amen to that.
That's right. That's Stetson's amen.
And stop it, honey. Come here. Don't let people tear you down, and they will. And oh my goodness, Stetson Headrick. No. That's basically it. Don't let people tear you down. Yeah. There's going to be people that don't like you, and that's okay.
And you hit it on the spot. And that's life. But yes, I hear young people, and I had a conversation with Bailey, Connor, and Kennedy at lunch one day about that. And which now I'm gonna tell you, if I'm ever around you guys, any of you young folks in Southern gospel music, because I have my round tables a bunch now. If I were to hear something, now Papa is really protective. So I may pull a Gerald or a Josh Singletary or something in the way, because I love the way they handle those kind of situations, with class, but come on now.
Hey, and for sure, everyone has their preferences.
Yes.
Everyone has their preferences.
Sure.
But their preferences. Like, that's your opinion. That doesn't mean that these people are doing it wrong just because they sing this certain song and it sounds this way and it has this beat instead of that beat.
Yeah.
It don't matter. It's still the lyrics and it's still the message of Jesus.
Yes. And you've got young people singing for the Lord.
Exactly.
And we as elders, it's scriptural that we are called, yes, to mentor and to if there is correction, there's right ways to do that. But we are called to model Christ in front of our young people. And
Yes.
we are called to encourage them and to lead them in the way. And that's a positive statement, not a negative statement.
That's right.
And so there's just ways to do it. So, and we have people watching of all ages, from the youngest to the oldest. So
Yeah.
to the people, like I'm Papaw, I'm 50. I don't mind saying my age. I know I look 20, but I'm 50. That wasn't that funny. But anyway, to those of you my age and older, be really careful when you're dealing with fragile young Christians who are trying to serve the Lord the best that they possibly can with pure, true hearts that, yes, may be young in the Lord and may be learning, but they're trying. Be very careful with your words, and be careful with your demeanor in your spirit that you approach them with, because you can absolutely rip the heart out of a young person.
Yep.
And that just rips the heart out of me, because I love young folks. So if you're listening out there and you happen to be Statler and Wardle, you probably don't know who that is, the Muppets. There was the old two men sitting up in the balcony that always like laughed and criticized everybody. Don't be a Statler and Waldorf. Nobody, the world doesn't need that. We need
nobody got time
encouragers
for that.
No, the world needs encouragers.
Yep.
Is it edifying? That's the question to ask. Is it edifying what you're fixing to speak into the life of a young person? Okay, you gonna get me riled up there, young sis.
That was good. That was a good word. And that's not me. Like I have so much respect for the older generation. Like,
Yes.
that's not me saying whatever old people say to me, I'm just going in one ear. No.
There's just right ways, and there, absolutely. Well, I'm sorry, but what? We have another guest. Who's the guest?
Breaking news.
Who is this? This is Evan.
Welcome.
What?
There's two of them.
There's two of them.
Actually,
the
that
service.
picture, funny enough, the picture from that was taken like right there in high school. So that's hilarious.
Where are
that's
you
awesome.
at?
But yeah, I wanted to. I'm at the primary school. Not going to name the location in case fans want to come see me or something.
You can from Hayden so they can Google him.
You gonna host a little meeting?
Right. But yeah. It's great to meet you, Katie, through the phone, and I've watched a little bit of the episode tonight, and even got to see Mr. Marlon Schubert. His grandson plays for the team that played my high school tonight, and I had to announce, so I got to do a little bit of Southern Gospel stuff tonight. But yeah, great to be on this episode and to meet you, Katie, and it's been great from what I've heard.
Oh, praise the Lord! Nice to meet you. Happy you got to stop in for a little bit.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us, bud.
I think you said
We needed him.
Alan Kendall. Sorry, I just see this comment. Is the dog taking questions?
Is the dog taking questions? Stetson, any questions for Stetson?
He's a little barker. Y'all, he turns 1 on Friday. So he's a little puppy. That's why he's so crazy. But
he's cute.
Hey, Avery, give a message to Evan. I think what happened then, that cell service really clipped him. I think that's what killed it.
It'll be fine.
So sorry about that. Katie, let's do this, because you almost made me preach a while ago. Let's stop for just a second. And we have a little segment that we do sometimes that can be fun. And I enjoy this. We asked the artists to turn the tables, and is there any question that you would like to ping back to any members of the panel, like our young fans, Riley and Avery, that's on camera, or Papaw, me, anything? Just come up, put us on the spot, put us on the hot seat, ask us a question.
Right. That's so much fun. Okay. Who are some of y'all's influences? I've talked about mine a lot. But like in the past, dead, alive, any of it.
Southern Gospel.
Yes.
Okay. I'll let them think for just a second, because pretty easy to me. One of the biggest mentors and friends that I have in Southern Gospel is Arthur Rice. He is one of those real deals. Through the years, I'm one of those again. I really didn't have anything to offer him except friendship and support and encouragement. And just he and Tammy have befriended my family, me, Janice, and Garrett. And, of course, it led to eventually partnering with them on the Southern Gospel Music Association board. But Arthur has been a big influence. Now, I go old school. Now, I get back in the range of George and Glenn and Jake and people like that, Vestal. Those touch me because I go back to them. Archie, Troy, people like that. That's who Tim Riley, goodness gracious. I had a audio only podcast in 2020 and 21 and had some life happen and kind of knocked me off the grid for a bit. Anyway, but that got better. But I have got what I'm calling 3 lost episodes that never got published that I'm going to get out. One of them is a Jordan, Randa and Josh, because I love me some Jordan family band. That is some awesome people.
And Randa can evermore sing.
Oh, honey, she can sing.
She is a singer.
She is. But the other one was I spent an evening on the phone talking with Tim Riley. I want to get that out because I've got the audio. I've just got to get it out. But those are my influences through the years, but face to face, close and personal, I would say Arthur Rice. Yeah. And then meeting and going through these years, I've been very encouraged and by those like Gerald Wolfe, Mark Trammell, Karen Peck Gooch. Those have been huge as well. So that's my answer. So now let's let the youngins go.
I love it.
Riley, you want to go or you want me to?
It don't matter. If I start naming people, I probably won't stop. I mean, there's just a lot of people who've taken time to talk to me. And one of the first was Gerald Wolfe. I named Gerald Wolfe. And then as far as like younger people, you have Trevor Conkle and Luke Vault and Isaac Moore. All the inspirations have taken an interest in me and just taking time to talk to me and be my friend. And all of it, Mark Trammell guys, they've done that as well. So I mean, there's just so many people. If I start listening to them, I could go all night. Of people that have been a blessing and encouragement to me. John Epley is another one of the nicest guys in gospel music, I think. So
love it. We were just with the Inspirations last weekend. I guess it was. It was last weekend in Arizona.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, so don't take this completely. Like I say, I'm pretty sure that was like their first, or if not one of their first times in Arizona, like the West Coast, basically. And I was so interested, to see how, because some of the crowds out West are kind of more reserved just because they don't really get a lot of our music out there.
Right.
More like, North Carolina, South Carolina, like the East Coast does. And so I was kind of interested to see, how's this going to work out here in Arizona? Oh my goodness. As soon as they hit the stage, it was electric. They loved it. How can you not? They're the Inspirations. They're great. But it was great. It was just like they had seen them 10 nights in a row. Like they were so excited. It was awesome. It was great. I love everyone you mentioned.
Awesome.
I guess it's on to me. I would say one of the first ones was Libby from the Perrys. She has always been such a sweet friend to us.
Yes.
The McCameys, Peg, Connie, Carol, all of them. I always have loved them. I was like, if Peg could be my adopted grandmother, I'd be totally fine with that. So when she died, I was devastated like everybody else was. Vestal Goodman, I love to try to sing like her, but also Naomi Seago because she could sing.
Yes.
And then I'm with Riley. A lot of these younger fans, me and Trevor Conkle, actually the other night, we had realized we had known each other for 9 years. And we were like, holy moly, we've grown up together. And he's just always an encourager and a supporter. Mark Trammell is one of my biggest prayer warriors. Love him. And Mama Nail from Endless Highway. Yes. I love that woman with my whole heart. She's so precious.
I love me some Griggs. I love all that. They are the best. I love them. They're just down home Tennessee people. And
they're wonderful.
But I'm like Riley, if I keep naming people off, I'm going to leave somebody out. Like, There's just so many. All the people we've interviewed have all been,
Mhm.
precious friends of mine that are so encouraging. I know I can go to any one of them at any time, and they'll be encouraging or vice versa.
Good deal.
I
So
love
how do we do?
I think Evan put his in there somewhere, maybe.
Did he put a comment?
He better still be sitting in that
saw it.
parking lot, not driving. That's all I've got to say.
Tracy Stuffle, Pat Barker, Eric Bennett, and Troy Burns. Those are great ones. Yeah, Evan. And I sent him a text. His cell phone coverage kind of zapped us a while ago. But yeah, thanks, Evan. We appreciate you jumping on there. Katie, did we do okay?
Oh my goodness, yes. I love it.
All right. Anything else?
A little bit lighthearted because I mentioned my favorite restaurants. We're foodies.
Okay.
I said I remember places by malls, but I also remember restaurants.
Mhm.
Favorite restaurants all the way around. What you got?
Ooh.
Ladies first.
Oh, gee, thanks, Scott. I'm also foodie.
Do two categories like
Fast food and
Okay.
oh geez. I'm a pizza girl, so if you got a Domino's pizza anywhere around me, I will get Domino's and be happy.
Yes.
I also love chicken salad chick. Thought that was an Alabama thing. We went to Charleston, South Carolina. There was one out there, and my heart almost exploded. More of a sit-down restaurant. Oh, gee. There is a Japanese place close to where I live. I will die there.
Do you like the yum yum sauce?
Yes, love it. Now, I'm not a raw sushi kind of person. I'm more of a California rolls, but I love pork dumplings, the little boba teas. Like, I will easily spend $30 on myself just there.
I love Japanese too.
Riley?
I guess fast food, I would have to say Chick-fil-A. But
good answer there,
no bias there at all. And then for sit down, I also like hibachi, like she mentioned, or I like Texas Roadhouse pretty good. I like the rolls. The rolls are
Roadhouse is one of my faves.
Mm-hmm. So I could eat like just the rolls and be happy.
Get this. At Erwin Thanksgiving this year, that my mom made a menu kind of like what all of the couples can bring, like as a side or something. So my cousin was in charge of bread, just any kind of bread. It could have been croissants, it could have, anything. She walks up in there with a big old box of Texas Roadhouse rolls and the butter. What's it? Like the butter, whatever.
Cinnamon butter, yeah.
Butter. Yeah.
And honestly, I love turkey. Good. I love turkey. I love all the sides. Love the dressing. That was one of my favorite parts of Thanksgiving.
Yes.
The Roadhouse rolls.
That's awesome.
So good. So good. I love
it. Me too?
Yes.
Okay. So I am a foodie.
Oh my goodness.
Food is a struggle for me. I love it way too much. But so fast food, I don't know if McAllister's counts as fast food. So let me go.
There's a drive-through.
Yeah.
Whataburger.
Love some
or I did get introduced recently to Freddy's.
Freddy's is good.
And that was really good. And I've never eaten at an In-N-Out. I've heard that is fantastic.
I was about to say that's a big debate in my family.
Yeah. I'm a burger junkie, which takes me to transitioning to the not fast food. If we're going like still burger joint, not fast food, Mugshots, and I don't know how far they stretch out, but I love Mugshots burgers.
So good. And
then I'm a big my wife and I, we went on our senior trip before it was my wife and I to Pigeon Forge back in 1992. And we got married at the Pigeon Forge Wedding Chapel in 1996. And we've been there every year except for when Garrett was born, because I don't believe in torture. So, taking a baby on a trip like that, we didn't do that. And then we got knocked out on the COVID year, of course, because everything kind of folded up. But we go there 2 or 3 times a year, maybe. So I love the Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg restaurants. The Old Mill restaurant, the Applewood Farm.
Have you had Five Oaks?
Yeah, Five Oaks. I've had that.
Good.
I like it, but now and also talking about the Old Mill, the Pottery Grill across the street from the Old Mill is excellent. JT Hanna's is excellent. Blue Moose Burgers and Wings, excellent.
Have you
Alamo Steakhouse, excellent.
the goat? What's the goat one?
The local goat, excellent. Downtown Flavortown was the best. Now it is extremely pricey and a lot of weight, but Garrett and I had a burger there called the mac and cheese bacon burger.
Oh,
And
wow.
it's seriously a smash burger with macaroni and cheese and bacon on that thing. And let me tell you.
That sounds incredible.
So, like I said, I'm a foodie, but now, my favorite places are in the mountains probably. So I just gave you a big, long list.
I love it. We love Pigeon Forge. I feel like that's kind of turned into somewhat of our second home because we're up there so many weeks out of the year for different things.
Right.
Yeah.
When I say we, the panel here, Riley and Avery and Evan and I are praying. We're on the waiting list for a booth space at NQC this year. So we are praying that something will come open and that we'll get a call or email from Clark. If that happens, I don't know how the arrangement would be, but wouldn't it be something if we could do a Southern Gospel Forward get together with our young fans and young artists, whether it was at a restaurant or something? And I know y'all now the artist schedule is jam packed. I totally understand that. We got a lot of stuff going on, but Mercy Alive, that would be fun.
That would be awesome. Totally down. 100% in. That'd be
Very
awesome.
good. Miss Katie, we're at an hour and a half. We're going to have to, I don't want to take up too much of your time. And I know your husband, Logan, has got in. Riley and Avery, do you have any questions that we normally ask that you want to shoot in really quick?
I've just got one so if you didn't sing full time, and you had to have like the quote unquote normal job, some people call it, what would you do?
I feel like I would have gone to college. I would have gone to study fashion merchandising.
There you go.
And I would have somehow already have started
a fashion line
or a boutique or something to that capacity. But I'm not ruling that out completely. I really think I can still kind of do something like it.
Definitely.
On the side. I mean, singing will always be my number one. It's the calling that God has placed on my life. And I will never not sing unless he takes that away from me. And that's all Jesus. But I think it would have been something to do with fashion or makeup, cosmetology.
Yeah.
Even like hair, makeup. I'm a girly girl through and through. So anything girly, shoes, clothes, makeup, hair, that's me. So
I love it.
Something to do with that for sure.
Awesome.
Yes.
Riley, you have a last question?
Yes. So where can everybody find your product and your social media and all that? Where can people find y'all at?
Yes. Our website is erwinministries.com. That will have all of our like CDs, t-shirts, apparel, anything like that. It'll also have all of our concerts and our revival services and everything listed on there. And then we are on Facebook. We're on Twitter or X. I still call it Twitter. I'll never not call it Twitter, y'all. Facebook, X, Instagram. We created a TikTok. I think there's only one. I think there's only a couple videos up right now. But you can follow us. We might post more soon. I run our social media. So if you ever message us or comment anything, you'll be talking to me most of the time. Keith has access to it as well, but he kind of slacks on that. So me telling on Keith. But yeah, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or X is the easiest way to keep up with our family for sure. So.
Very good. And as I always ask you guys, now I've already done our plugs and asked you to support if you could our way. But these artists take their personal time out. Katie's at home. This is her time off from the road, and she gave her time tonight to be with us. We love the Erwin family. All of them are fantastic. Would you please just check out their website? Awesome music. I think I've got I know I've got everything on the list on their store. I went through this phase and I want the physical CD. I went through this phase on a couple of them. I think I got the digital download because I was impatient. So I'm going to have to go back and stock up on a couple of, I need to buy the physical CD, but awesome music, fantastic quality songs, top rate production, great merchandise. Go support them. Look for their tour. Go see them, and contact the booking agent and bring them to your church. I know the Erwins still come to the churches, and they would love to have you. They'd love for you to have them at the church. So contact, try to work that out. I would love to have the Erwins. I know they've been in. I know they've been in Beaverton. I know they've been in that area, Tupelo area, some areas close to me. We need to get them in West Alabama again. I'm in a little bit
in the middle of nowhere, Alabama.
Hey! I'm in a little
town
town called Kennedy. It's population 425. So
it's really pretty over
I love that.
But
is that close to Tupelo? Is it like on the line?
We're really close to Columbus, Mississippi. I think you guys came to Fayette one time to like a maybe what is that church? I can't remember the name of it.
Let me see.
Years ago came there, but Fayette, y'all been to Beaverton to Union Chapel in Beaverton.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah, that's only about 20 minutes away from me. So yeah, so that's where we're at. We're about 40 minutes from Tuscaloosa.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was going to say Tuscaloosa is probably
the closest here now. Yeah. Tuscaloosa, we do that probably at least once a year, or in that surrounding area.
Moundville, haven't you come to Moundville before? That sounds.
Yeah, Moundville has a lot of.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Avery is in Hayden, which is just north of Birmingham. And then of course Riley and Chickamauga. Yeah.
Nice. So are you kind of close to like Coleman?
Yeah, right between Birmingham and Coleman. I can meet it either in 30 minutes.
We sang there not too long ago.
And I missed it?
Let me see. We were in oh my goodness. Oh. Is it Springville?
Springville. It's out I-59.
Oh my goodness. What is that church's name? Y'all, I'm terrible at remembering these things. We were in that area. I promise we were in that area recently. It was only a couple weeks ago. I really wanted to say it was Springville.
Yeah, Springville's up there.
Do they have groups? I know that church had just had Joseph Habedank right before us.
Oh, or was it?
So I know it's a church that regularly
Boaz, maybe? Because he was up in Boaz recently.
Could be Boaz.
But those are all pretty close together.
You're in the general area.
About an hour from me north.
So. Yes, for sure.
But for my West Alabama folks, I'm telling you right now, if you want to have the Erwins, we'll do everything to make it happy. I'll even chip in. So so let's get them coming to us. I haven't seen them locally in a while, so we need to get them back. But go to the website, support them, and go see them when they're in person. You will be blessed. And one of these days we may mess around and have the boys on here. We will if they'll do it with us at some point. But we wanted to focus on Katie.
And then I'll chime in and ask Cody who his favorite soprano is.
There you go. Yeah. Well, Katie, I hope this has been fun for you. You are a blast.
It has been the best time ever. I don't want it to be over, honestly. I'm sad.
We just hate to take up too much of your time, but thank you for being such a good young friend my way and being willing to jump on with us. She said, not ready to end. Do you have any last questions, y'all? Is there anything that we haven't popped up there? Jason, you seen anything we need to?
Let's go cruising.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm ready. There. Excited.
He's looking right quick.
Somerville.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Springville, Somerville. That's close.
Really close.
Somerville
seasons.
Where we sing.
Yes, seasons.
Hey, here's a good one, and I think it was in our forward group too. What's your favorite venue or venues to sing at?
Oh boy. Okay, so we've never been there as the Erwins full concert, but one of the most memorable places I've ever sang at is Echo Hollow.
Yeah.
Oh, in Silver Dollar City.
Silver Dollar City. And we were there for two different times. First time we were there, Jeff and Sherry, we did like the Red Gold Theater, which is also in the park. We did our concerts that afternoon, and they were doing Echo Hall that night. And they asked us to stay over and to come sing a song before their concert. And that was several years ago. And then just about 4 or 5 years ago, when we released our song Watch and See, Ernie was kind of doing that same thing. And it was our release day for that album. And Ernie was at Echo Hollow that night, and he asked us to come. And they had like this like video crew and everything. And they recorded a music video for Watch and See when we sang it that night at Echo Hollow.
Awesome.
So that's just a great
cool,
venue.
yeah.
I love Silver Dollar City. I love
I've
Dollywood.
always wanted to visit.
They're both so much fun. But just that amphitheater. I love singing outside. I think it's really, really fun. So I like Echo Hollow. It's really
cool. We are thinking about changing. I talked about how we're dedicated we are to Pigeon Forge. We're actually thinking about changing to Branson this year. So I don't know. We may go check that out. But
yes.
yeah, we'll see. Well, I think what would it, Katie, if you got a second, we will see you off camera for just a second, if that's okay. But we'll go ahead and kind of get to a good, we've gone a little longer here. I tell you, we have a lot of fun, y'all. It's hard to say goodbye, and it's hard to get off of this thing. But
we'll just do a part 2 one day.
Yeah, we will. That sounds great.
Part 2.
You've talked me into it. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. But y'all, I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you so much for continuing to bless us with your encouragement, with your sponsorship. Y'all, I've told y'all, my young folks, and they're right now, my young folks will grin at you and show you all their dental work, but we're trying to get them to NQC this year. So that's why we're working on raising the budget. So any sponsorship, we just appreciate that so much, sharing us. Remember, we need you to go subscribe to the YouTube channel. I don't want to drive that too hard, but we just could really help get that push. We've got a good push Facebook. We need a little more YouTube. So if y'all to help us, we appreciate it. And just hang in with us. Just watch us, like our page. You'll see we got more interviews coming up. But thank you so much for sharing. And again, Katie, thank you so much for sharing your evening with us.
I can't thank you guys enough for asking me. What an honor. I've loved every second of it. It's been fun.
Well, thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and call it quits tonight on the live show. But thank you, and we'll see you again soon. We appreciate y'all so much. God bless you.